Alright people, so if you watched the previous video on the YouTube channel, you already know where I am, what's going on and everything. I'm still out here at this lake, this shallow lake. Been out here for like an hour and a half or so, and you know, last video I showed you how to fish a jig spinner, and you know, I think that video's pretty cut and dry. You know, we went out, we caught some bass on it, showed you how to use it. Very simple lure, but we're gonna keep fishing for at least a couple more hours. And you know, it's so hot out here. My camera is struggling, my body is struggling. I just drank some water to stave off dehydration. High today is 95 plus, probably gonna be closer to 97, 98, just based on how it's feeling and how hot it was when I got out here already. But we're gonna switch things up. I have a different lure tied on. We're gonna see if we can catch these fish in some different ways out here today at this shallow lake. So, hey, you never know until you throw. So, let's go. You know, I've been out here and I've seen a lot of surface commotion. You know, the bass in this lake seem to be kind of surface oriented at times. You know, I think they've been chasing dragonflies. There are lots of dragonflies out today, beautiful insects. And they've been dipping close to the water, you know, laying eggs and stuff like that. And these bass have been coming up out of the water, completely clear of the water, trying to grab them. So we're gonna try a topwater lure, even though it's hot in the middle of the day out here. We've got this is called the Heddon Crazy Crawler. This is an old style of topwater lure. I've used it before. Last year, I caught my biggest topwater fish ever on this lure. This was not this exact one, it was a different color. But yeah, it definitely works. It's like I said, a crawler type lure. Kind of, you know, it's got these two wings on it, and it kind of just swims from side to side like that. Looks like a Michael Phelps in the Olympics or something. And I think it's going to be a good imitation of some kind of bug stuck on the surface that's disoriented, trying to get away. Maybe we can persuade some fish to hit this thing. I really don't know. It's kind of a weird color, this black and white. But that's what we're gonna start off with. We may you know, switch gears if this doesn't work, but I'm gonna try to work this thing around here. Maybe find some shadier spots to cast to, but let's see if we can do anything with this out here today. I feel like there's a chance it'll work just based on what I've seen these fish doing. Oh. Kind of got fouled up there by some weeds, I guess, but something was trying to peck at it. I think it was just a bluegill, but not a bad sign at least. There's a fish. Didn't even move it, people. Didn't even move the lure. And a bass just nailed it. Not very big, but not tiny by any means. Wow. Yes. Topwater bass on a hot day. Let's go. Ooh, he's fired up. He's fired up, people. That's not a bad fish. That's not a bad fish at all, people. About a 10-inch bass. I didn't even move the lure. That's how surface-oriented the bass in this lake seem to be. Chasing those dragonflies, probably an 11-inch fish. Beautiful, beautiful, dark, largemouth. We might be onto something here, people. If we can get on a little pattern with this crawler, we might be out here for a long time, because getting on a little topwater bite can be one of the most exciting things you can do in freshwater fishing. So let's get a picture of this fish and get him out of here. One more look at him, people. Beautiful largemouth bass out here on this hot summer day. Hot day. Wow, I'm kind of surprised the fish here are this active, but I'm glad that they are. Thanks, fish. Appreciate you. I think we learned something also about how we're going to retrieve it. Just letting it pause for a second there could be important. I'm going to kind of just fan cast this area after that. Could be on a pattern. Just going to let the ripples dissipate and then start our retrieve. You just want to go slow and steady so those little wings can gurgle along the surface of the water. Oh, small, I think it was a small bass. Tried to grab it and he almost pulled it under. There we go. Wasn't even swimming right. Not a huge fish. Fish almost impaled me with the hooks. I'll tell you that much. Lots of little trouble points you gotta deal with when you're using this lure. Man, there's bass right in front of me. There's so many bass in here. Very healthy ecosystem. All right. Well, the bass in this place are high energy right now. More than I was kind of expecting. I thought they would be sluggish just because of the air temps today, but I mean the water is definitely warm, but it's not as horribly warm as it could be. Got him. Oh my gosh. No. Ah. How did he not stay hooked? That was a sweet blow up. These fish are just sitting here waiting for me to make another cast. There we go. Stay hooked. Stay hooked. Dude, that was an awesome blow up. Oh my gosh. Gotcha, buddy. Oh man, was that cool. I saw that fish just slam it. Oh yeah. That's right, fish. That's right, fish. You thought it was real, didn't you? You thought it was real. That was a sweet catch. Topwater is just, it's the most fun. It's just not always easy to do, but check them out, guys. That's a 12-incher. About average for this place. Good fight. Let's get a picture of this fish and send him back. Outstanding catch there. That was fun. I think this topwater, we're just gonna keep fishing topwater until we get tired of it. Or until these fish get tired of it, one of the two. All right, people. Another beautiful bass. On this hot summer day, they're hitting topwater. I'm kind of amazed. I don't know. I mean, this water isn't as piping hot as it could be, so maybe these fish are just, you know, it's fed, this stream is fed by, or lake is fed by like a little creek that maybe is a little bit cooler, you know, underground spring or something. But this has been a really fun day so far. Beautiful bass. Thank you so much, fish. Send you on back, buddy. Appreciate you. All right, another fish, guys. Another bass on the crazy crawler. This old topwater lure is doing some work right now. Very fun. All right, people, so a couple things just happened. One, I think I caught a fish off camera. I think my GoPro died kind of without warning. Landed one more bass, kind of average sized on the crazy crawler. I'm gonna go ahead and leave a picture of that fish here in the video. But also, while I was reeling that fish in, it swam into this clump of weeds, and buried in that clump of weeds was a fishing lure. Here it is right here. This is some kind of jerkbait. I think it might be a Smithwick brand jerkbait, kind of a gold orange belly pattern. Pretty big jerkbait. I think it's a floating model. In decent condition. I mean, the hooks aren't like rusted or anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw this in the box. It seems like a workable lure. And yeah, I could sort of see how a jerkbait might work out here, especially in the colder months, you know, when there isn't so many weeds and stuff around. So maybe in the winter I'll come back here and cast a jerkbait around, something like this, or one of my other ones. But anyway, just like an interesting find out here at the lake. Gonna go ahead and throw this in the box. Here we go. Another one, people. Stay hooked. Stay hooked, fish. Nice. Nice bass. Please stay hooked. Oh, jeez. Unhappy. Unhappy. Gotta be careful with all these hook points. Good hit there, people. Yep, this is the top water spot. It's calm, deeper water. I think it's holding more fish right now. And where we went around before, he was looked good too. Wasn't gonna go anywhere. Check them out, people. Another decent bass out here, probably a 12-incher. And still get them on top water at 3:25 in the afternoon. That's something right there. Something else. I'll tell you that, people. I'm gonna get a picture of this guy and send him back. Hot day, bass fishing, top water in the afternoon. Nice largemouth here at the lake on a hot summer day. It's worth it. It's worth being out here, even if it's this hot. Thank you, fish. I appreciate you. Beautiful bass there. There's a fish. Not big. Bigger one following it. It's like a 4-pounder following it. Trying to see what was going on. Oh, that's one of the biggest fish I've seen in this lake. But we got the little one anyway. Looks like this big guy's just gonna wait patiently for his little friend to be let go. This is like a 9-inch fish. All right, people, we just upsized our crazy crawler. You know, the one we were fishing with before was actually the miniature version, the mini version. This is the full-size version. Like I said, I just saw that big bass swim by, like a 3 or 4-pounder. And I'm just wondering if we upsized for a little bit, that we could persuade that fish to take a swing. It's a different color, more of like a frog color. I don't think the color is gonna make much of a difference. I hope not anyway, because that black and white one's been doing well. But let's just try this out. See if we can get a bigger bite. Good cast. Good cast, people. I'll let that sit for a while. Here we go. Didn't seem that big, but another fish. Stay hooked, bud. All right. The heading crazy crawler, people. This is a different color, different, you know, the bigger one. I'm gonna call it after this. It's time to go. I'm ready to rest, but it's hard to leave when they're hitting topwater like they are out here. All right, one more. Not the giant we were looking for, but another decent bass here. Beautiful bass. Wow, what a fun yet very hot and uncomfortable day out here at this lake, fishing topwater in a 95 plus degree day in the afternoon. All right, last fish. Thank you so much, Mr. Bass. I'll send you back. Send you on back, bud. Thanks again. Whoa, whoa. Splash the daylights out of me, don't you? Jeez. All right, people. I'm gonna go ahead and finish things up here. I mean, I'm not really sure what else to say about today. You know, like I said, I think I checked my weather app and it was 97 just a few minutes ago. Really one of the hottest days of the year by far. Hopefully one of the hottest days of the year for good. I really don't like it when it gets quite so hot, but you know, we were out here for quite some time, you know. And yeah, you know, we were catching fish on topwater on that heading crazy crawler, that old-fashioned crawler style lure. Had a lot of fun with that today. It's a cool lure to use. Love the action on it, the way it crawls. Just fun catching stuff on like old lures in general, I think. But yeah, you know, with topwater, you know, today normally in those places there probably would be no topwater bite right now. It's hot, high visibility. You know, usually with topwater you want clouds or You know, you don't really want, you know, you want it to be like morning or evening or a rainy day. That's usually what people say when you to fish topwater, you know. First thing in the morning, tie on your topwater and start with that. And that's pretty good advice, and that's the advice that I usually follow. And if you follow that advice, you will catch fish on topwater lures. But today proved that there are other factors at play when it comes to fishing a topwater lure and whether one is a good option or not. You know, usually when I'm fishing topwater, it's just for fun. It's just the most fun way to catch them to me is on a topwater, not necessarily because I think it's going to be the most consistent bite out there or it's going to catch the most fish. Usually the fish I catch on topwater tend to be smaller, but today was different, right? You know, we got out here and we noticed all these blow-ups happening. You know, bass were breaking the surface. They were pursuing dragonflies, chasing birds, going airborne. That's just a pattern out here. You know, these bass are keyed into that forward. That crazy crawler was what came to mind. You know, those two little wings, that crawling action does look a lot like, you know, a big insect like a cichlid that has fallen into the water. So there was a pattern with the crazy crawler, which is pretty cool. That really doesn't happen with topwater for me. Great day out here. I really love this lake. It's really, you know, I've fished it for several years at this point, and it's just grown on me every time a little bit. I think, you know, the fish here are pretty aggressive. You know, it's mostly a bass fishery. There are bluegill as well and chain pickerel. I think I'm gonna have to come back here with the waders, you know, when it's cooled down a bit, like late fall. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed some topwater blow-ups on one of the hottest days of the year in the middle of the afternoon with the head and crazy crawler. Take it easy. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. We got new videos dropping every week for the foreseeable future. Watch me fish, maybe learn a thing or two, and hopefully you'll be entertained along the way. Take it easy.